Gentlemen, in case you didn't know already, I love watches. I have a decent variety of watches in my collection, but I want to add some new stunning watches into my watch collection. So in this video, I will show you, gentlemen, my to buy list or wish list of watches that I want to buy so I can add them to my watch collection and my watch rotation. So let's not waste any more time and let's begin. The first watch that I want to add to my collection, it might be a no-brainer for many of you, and that is the Tissot PRX Powermatic 80. And I want the blue one with the waffle dial, but specifically in 35mm. If you're new to the channel, you might not know that I have somewhat small wrists, hence why I really like smaller watches. I can pull off a 40 and a 41mm watch easily, but I prefer watches that are around the 37 to maybe even 30mm size, because I feel like they suit my wrist size the most. I've been looking for this watch for such a long time, but always thought that a 40mm was slightly too chunky on my wrist. But when I finally tried the 35mm watch, because a customer let me try his watch on, I was sold instantly. It made me want a PRX Powermatic 80 even more than I wanted in the first place. I love the texture of the waffle dial. I like the 35mm size because it's small, but it's not too small. It doesn't feel or look too squishy and too compromised to a smaller watch, but still has great dimensions. I like the bracelet. I generally like the feel of the watch on my wrist. So I will need to get a Tissot PRX Powermatic 80 in a 35mm size sooner rather than later. The second watch that I want to add to my watch collection is one that many of you might not either have heard about before or ever seen before, and that is the Dennison ALD Tiger Eye in gold. I've been eyeing it since it came out because I really think that the design of the case and the textured tiger eye dial is something I've never seen before in such an attainable price tag. I'm not saying $700 is attainable for everyone, but it could have been way more expensive, especially now that they have gotten an award for this design here. I love the tiger eye texture. I love the rounded edges around the case. So it is a square watch, but not really, because of the rounded corners, which gives it a round but rectangular shape. It's 37mm, so it's not going to be too big, I feel. And it also has a really nice brown leather strap, which I really want as well, because I'm looking for a gold watch with a brown strap that I can wear with some of my outfits. And having a such statement piece watch, just like the Dennison ALD Tiger Eye in gold, which I really want because I don't have a gold watch in my collection yet, would be such an incredible statement piece to own in my watch collection. So as soon as this is back in stock, because it has been sold out a couple of times now, I will pick this up immediately. So rest assured, I will buy this watch sooner rather than later and give you guys a review of it, because I think this watch is one that doesn't get near enough hype or attention online and by collectors as well, even though this is such a beautiful model on paper and in pictures. So the Dennison ALD Tiger Eye in gold, this watch is my priority. Third one up might also be a no-brainer to some people, just like the PRX, because they are in some of the same category, and that is the Citizen Tsuyosa. And I want the 37mm size with the turquoise dial. I think this one looks so fun, so playful, so easy to wear with many different things, especially in the spring and summer where the sun might hit it in a specific lighting, giving you this almost Tiffany blue color and sparkle on it. I think it looks incredible. I don't know how it wears. I haven't tried this one on yet, but it looks beautiful. And the amazing thing about the Citizen Tsuyosa is that it comes in various different colors, in somewhat different sizes. I know there's also a 40mm, I think. For the 37mm sizing, I think it will suit me the best. And the turquoise color just looks so fun, because everyone should, in my opinion, at least try a watch that has this almost Tiffany blue color, because not only is it trendy, but I also think it can give an outfit a different type of pop, especially if you're wearing something like white, gray, or black. So the Citizen Tsuyosa in 37mm with the turquoise dial is also a watch that I want to try and perhaps pick up. Next up is going to be a Seiko, and that is a Seiko 5 Sport Sports SKX SRPL99, also known as the Pepsi in stainless steel. This was a limited edition back in November 2025 that I unfortunately missed on. I was just too late to pick this one up, but I would love to get my hands on this watch at some point. I don't have a diver's watch in my collection yet, and this one would have been perfect because not only is this a limited edition that I also feel like has some history and some specific meaning behind it, because typically in the watch industry, whenever a diving watch had a red and blue bezel, it was referenced to as a Pepsi, but this one is the true Pepsi, with the Pepsi brand being a real collaborator with Seiko for this model, amongst with a black edition as well, but I prefer the stainless steel version much more. I would love to get my hands on this one, especially because this is a 38mm dive watch, so I don't think this would fit in any awkward or too big way or too chunky way, so I think this size would have been perfect just for me and my wrists. Even though this watch is almost double the price than what it was at retail, I will still at some point see if I can get my hands on it, because this could potentially be a very cool limited edition piece to have in your watch collection. And last but not least on my watch wish list is another Seiko and actually another limited edition piece, and that is the Seiko Presage SRE015J1. This one is the women's version, which comes at a 30mm size, and if you've watched my Seiko Presage cocktail time review of the discontinued SRP853J1, that one was a 32mm, so the 2mm smaller. This one also looks quite great on my wrist, but this one is so stunning in my opinion. It has that dark stone-like textured dial with the crystallized dome effect on the top of the glass and all around the watch, which I think gives it this very unique and almost brilliant diamond-like touch to the bezel, which I find to be a statement piece and generally look very unique. This was also a limited edition, and it is still around some places because this is a smaller women's size and women's editions. That's why it's not as popular as the previous Seiko Pepsi was, but it is also significantly more expensive, with it being around $800 to $835 depending on where you find it. I can still find it in my local watch boutique, but it is, as I mentioned, slightly expensive, and it's the most expensive watch on this list, I think, maybe slightly below the Tissot PRX depending on the retailer, but this is going to be on the lower priority because I want some of the other watches on my wish list a little bit more, but this one is on my mind all the time, especially after I've tried it on, because it is so stunning in my opinion, and it's a watch that you will not find on many people's wrists whatsoever. Gentlemen, that was it for my to buy list or my watch wish list video. What do you guys think? Do you own some of these watches? Are you looking for some of these watches as well? Have you tried some of these, or do you not like some of the picks and would like something else for yourself instead? Leave your comments down in the comment section below. I would love to see what you have to say down there, both your thoughts about this video but also the watch that you would like to pick up yourself. Also, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to the Men's Improvement YouTube channel for more videos about fragrances, grooming, style, fashion, skincare, fitness, watches, everything that will make you, gentlemen, the best possible versions of yourselves. The last few things that I want to ask you, gentlemen, is to smile more because it's free, and I want you to watch these two videos right here. This one here below is going to my latest upload, whereas this one up here is going to be video that the YouTube algorithm thinks you will enjoy.